Well, it's the 30th of June and it's about, it is exactly a month since I had that last aborted trip towards Koorarawalyi. This time I'm taking off and I'm going to attempt to do the Goldfields Discovery Trail, I think they call it. Anyway, I've packed it up. As you can see, it's very damp today. I'll be taking off in the morning and probably be away for maybe a couple of weeks depending on the weather. The beast has been repaired, if we can call it that. All it was a loose connection, to those of you who've already seen it on a previous video. And I've had the car down to Denmark a couple of times and it has not missed a beat, so hopefully things will go well this time. Well, it's Friday the 1st of July, I think it is. And we're making another attempt to head a little bit further north. As I said in the intro, we're going to do hopefully we're going to do a little trip around the Goldfields, Kalgoorlie, Rolls, Lagoon, Lake Ballard and out to Sandstone, and then perhaps turn round if everything goes well. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning here. It's very, very cold, but there's you won't be able to see it, but there's fog on the water. It's absolutely wonderful. Sun's just come up. Anyway, I'm still testing this vehicle now that it's warmed up, and we'll see how far we can get. Well, I've been on the road now for about just under an hour. Now, touch wood, everything seems to be going fine. For those of you who don't know, I attempted this journey a month ago and I got to within Koorarawalyi of my first campsite. When the car started to really play up, I couldn't get any revs out of it. It was blowing heaps of black smoke out of the back, and so I limped back home. I turned around and came back home, and all the mechanics could find was a loose hose from my fuel filter, and I cleaned the mass airflow filter, or whatever they call it, sensor, and since then I've taken it for two small trips without the camper van attached, camper trailer attached, and it's performed fine. So this, that sun's a bit bright. Now I'm sort of testing it out, and I'm a little bit on tenterhooks, but so far it's revving at about 2250. I'm sitting on, the speedo says it's just about 98, but it's actually 90 according to the GPS. So touch wood, we'll continue on and see how far we can get. Hopefully we'll be able to do the whole trip. Well, it's a beautiful morning, and as you can see, hopefully that sun's not too bright. There's fog patches around too. It's very, very cold. Cold for us anyway. But I keep going through patches of obviously cold air, and outside my exterior mirrors fog up. But hey, who's complaining? Not me. And right ahead of us is the Koorarawalyi, the Stirling Range National Park is what we're travelling through now. We've travelled through this before, but the biggest difference between today and 4 weeks ago is that it's a beautiful sunny morning. 4 weeks ago it was raining. Well, I've just stopped here at the turn off to the Stirling Range National Park, having a coffee and just checking everything out, and so far, as I say, everything seems to be fine. The car is running well, actually. But here we are. But have a look at that view. Look at that beautiful view. As I say, it's cold, but I'm hoping it's going to get a bit warmer. Well, we've been on the road now for 2.5 hours, and we're just about to come up to the Nyabing-Pingrup road intersection, where I will turn right, and then a couple of kilometres along I'll turn left again towards Pingrup and Lake Grace. And here's the intersection coming up now. Nyabing Katanning off to the left, Pingrup, Lake Grace to the right. We'll go to the right. Touch wood, the car is still running very well. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, we're entering the little township of Pingrup again. So we'll turn left up here and head towards Lake Grace. We've been here before, haven't we, folks? Well, we're in our Lake Grace fuel stop, Liberty fuel stop, and we're going to fill up here. We've done about a half a tank full. I'm interested because it was after I filled up here the last time that I started to have problems, so let's hope that nothing occurs out of the ordinary this time. Okay, well, we filled up. I've just actually had a cup of coffee. I'm parked in the car park of the fuel station, and now we're going to head out towards the Great Eastern Highway, and we won't go into Merredin. We'll turn off about a K before there, and we'll go into Koorarawalyi or Burrabin. Okay, catch up with you soon. Off to the right is the grain silos, just where this truck has come out of. That's the grain silos for this area. Now we're heading towards Coolin. Whoop, there's a truck coming out that way. We're back on the Tin Horse Highway. Fabulous little sculptures made of tin and all sorts of farm utensils, equipment. Police car there. Ah, you've seen it all before. Okay. Somebody on holiday with the kids. School holiday time starts tomorrow or today, end of today. So there'll be a mad rush to get everywhere. We're in the Shire of Clondinin. Interestingly, when I fueled up there in Lake Grace, the cost of fuel there was $2.58 a litre for diesel, which equates to $11.71 a gallon. These are the times that we live in. So this will be a fairly expensive trip, I would think. Well, this is as far as we made it last time, a month ago. And I'm happy to report that the car has been running really well. It's towing this trailer, and I have no reservations now in towing it along this highway, because I've actually passed a truck on the country back road there, and so it's got all the pulling power it needs. I'm going to have a cup of coffee now. I'm going to press on. The cops obviously have a radar because they're heading in the same direction as me, but they're pulling up people on the other side of the road. Interesting. Next thing, they'll be behind me after they book that fella. They'll come up and they'll follow me for a while. Well, apparently I'm 166 kilometres from my actual first night's camping destination, which is the one that we were looking for last time. So we'll press on. I'll have to get fuel in Koorarawalyi because tomorrow morning we've had a change of plan as far as this total route is concerned. Today, I think I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be doing a goldfields discovery route or something, whatever they call it, and we're going to be going up to a place called Rowell's Lagoon tomorrow. So I need to fuel up, even though I'm carrying a shitload of fuel in the back. Once we get out into some of those places, fuel is quite limited. Okay, let's press on to Burabin or Koorarawalyi. Well, I've made it to Koorarawalyi or Burabin, and I got here at 20 to 4. It's now 5 to 4 because I've been farting around with this GoPro. But what I'm going to do is just put it on a little bit of a time exposure, and I'll test how long it takes me to put this rig together. Well, that didn't take long, 5 seconds by my estimation. Kidding. No, it took about 15 minutes, I guess, to put it all up. Anyway, it's that's the first time. And the other thing, I did learn a couple of things, as I'm always going to learn. It's very cozy in here, actually. I don't know whether you can see, it's all very dark. I'll have to put the light on, and I've turned the, oh shit, I'm going to fall over up. Or maybe we'll show you tomorrow. But anyway, I've made camp. This is not my normal spot. I'm far enough away from other people tonight, mainly because I wanted a little bit of space. I can actually have a little fire here if I want. Anyway, not bad. That was probably in fact, I know it's the coldest night I've ever spent. Have a look at this. Hard frost on my toolkit and on the tent. It's currently 1 degree. I left this open tonight overnight. That's all hard frost. Whoa, it's cold. It'll be a while before this thaws out this morning, I think. Covered in frost on the car. Beautiful morning though. Look at that. Ooh, cold, cold, cold. Well, after this morning's cold start, and when I actually checked my phone, it was minus 0.1 degrees, so no wonder it was cold. Anyway, I've done all my cleaning up and maintenance work that I needed to do. And I've decided that I'll just sit here for the day because this was a good practice run. Tonight is going to be freezing again, apparently. So now I know what I'm up for. I have I'm going to stay here tonight. Again, stay here the whole day and just relax. And from the morning, tomorrow morning, it's now 11:45. I could have been away and packed up probably by 11. So I'm sort of planning the same thing tomorrow. I'll just lie in bed until the sun comes up and then just potter around a little bit until the whole tent dries out. It might be a little bit better in the morning because I fixed that tropical roof, so there shouldn't be as much frost and condensation, I wouldn't think. So that's the plan. So I'll catch up with you sometime later in the piece. Well, don't let this sunshine fool you, because it's currently 14 degrees C here where I am, and I'm moving around to catch the sun. The sun has gone across that way, and that's one of the reasons that I decided to stay another day, was to dry the tent out, because it was actually rigid with frost this morning, and I've done a lot of housekeeping and rearranging, and I've aired it all out, so everything's fine now. And it wasn't that I was cold. I mean, I've got a number of doonas that keep me warm, so it should be even better tonight. But in the morning I'll just let the sun come up again, which is supposed to be much the same as today, and then I have a 194 kilometre drive to the next campsite. So I do that. I'll sort of leave here, I would suppose, mid-morning, and then we'll head off to the next one. But in the meantime, this campsite where I am, which is the 24-hour campsite at Koorarawalyi, it's actually empty, although there was a camper trailer pulled over earlier today, just around an hour ago, I guess, and they've just driven out. They must have just had lunch and then moved on. So school holidays here in WA, so that accounts for it. They're all rushing off to go somewhere, probably north to the warmer weather. Good luck to them. But anyway, I think what I might do is I might take the camera and we'll just have a little wander around this particular site, and I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, well, over there in the trees, I don't know, it's quite much in shadow. You can see the beast and the camper trailer behind that tree there. And the actual highway is over in that direction there. I'm about as far in as you can probably get, although you can go a little bit further. But as you can see, it's quite empty. If you can make out just in the distance, there is some bins over there, and way over past the bins, you see that, maybe see a car going through there. There's the toilets. There is a vehicle over there. They're probably at the toilets there, if you can see them. And it's a beautiful spot. And there's even some gravel. And because there's no people here, it suits me just fine. Trouble is, it's only a 24-hour stop, and I've already outstayed my welcome, but I don't think anybody's going to police it today. So that's where I'm at. It's quite funny, because of all the times I've been here, I've probably camped down in there where there's, behind that first bin here, there you'll see there's 1, 2, 3 way in the background, and there's a car. And where the car is, and there's a little bin there, that's probably where I would normally stay. And I'm just waiting for a truck to go along the highway, see if we can pick it out. There it goes. Now, and as I say, of all the times I've been here, I've never been this far up. And it's wonderful because there's nice flat areas. Mind you, the road noise might bother people, but hey, it didn't bother me. So here we are, again. I might just try and give some perspective. Just through there is a white vehicle. That's very close to the toilets and the first camping area. And I'm way down in here. And if you just look very carefully, right in the centre of screen now is the beast. So that's how far away from everything I am. Now one of the things about this particular setup now is the fact that it's quite long. The vehicle itself is probably 5 metres long, and we've got another 5 metres at least of camper trailer. So we're probably classed as a big rig, because some of the campsites around tell you that big rigs are in excess of 10 metres long. So that's why I have to now think about where I'm going to camp before I actually go there. Get some information as much as possible if I can. Well, I've decided I'm going to make some spaghetti tonight, because it's going to be bloody cold and I've got all the doings, so here goes. Now I'm just doing my onions. This mince is actually frozen, so that's going to take a little while, but I'll do it on a very, very slow gas. It's only 5 to 4. It's nearly time to have dinner. I've just put the mince in, and I'll keep the lid on a little while it defrosts in there, and I'll make sure I'll stir it a couple of times and it won't burn. Okay, well, the mince in here is thawing out rather nicely, so we'll add a few little spices, some mixed herbs to start with. Ooh, better watch the wind. Ooh, plenty of those. I like it spicy and or herby. And then I'm going to put a little bit of warm water. I'm waiting for this kettle to boil, and I'll put a little bit of warm water and an OXO cube. Now we'll put a little OXO in your cooking. Oh yeah, the water's warm enough, it'll heat up again. Come on, put a little bit there, that's enough. I'll give it a bit of a stir, because after that is going the tomato paste and then tin of tomatoes. Oh, yum yum yum. This is a very late decision on my part, because I was going to have some baked beans and a bit of a scratch dinner, and I thought, no, it's going to be cold, you need some decent food. So here we go. I'm going to turn that kettle off because I don't need that now. Got to save the gas, save the planet. Now I did say I was going to put some of this, a can of tomatoes. That's probably going over the score. I normally would do this, but there's only me. But I'm going to have to, because I might be eating spaghetti for the next couple of nights. So we'll give it a bit of a squish of tomato paste. That should be enough. And then we shall put in the, oh God, put in the can of tomatoes. Now I've put the tomatoes in, and now we'll bring that to the simmer, and we'll let it simmer for a few minutes. Meanwhile, the other big container there at the back has got the salted water in it for the spaghetti. Well, everything is sizzling nicely, so all I'm doing is waiting now for the hot water to boil. This has got a nice little peep going, little simmer. Yep, I can give it a little bit more. Yeah, beautiful. I'm going to reduce it a little bit, and then we'll add spaghetti. Beautiful. And then we have in here our parmesan. Oh, got some nice blue cheese, but I'll have some I've got some parmesan in here that I brought with me, some extra strong parmesan, and I have my micro planer to plane my parmesan. Beautiful. I'm going to start running out of light if I don't hurry this process up. So I'm going to, the water's almost boiling. I'm going to add my spaghetti in, and you think, Oh shit, there's an awful lot of spaghetti in there. Well, there is, but there's also an awful lot of sauce. So I think what I'm going to have to be doing is a bit later I'll be putting tomorrow night's dinner in a bowl and putting it back in the fridge. Well, the witch's cauldron just overflowed because I had the lid on, but that's okay. We'll let them boil for a few minutes. Beautiful. Gee, I hope I put enough spaghetti on. I'll put a little lid on there and keep you going. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Now, this spaghetti sauce here is just about ready. And if I was a pig, I could, in actual fact, take all that spaghetti out and put it into there. But, in the interests of decorum, I happen to have a bowl. And I'll do that, because we don't want to seem like we're roughing it out here. Now the spaghetti is suitably al dente, so we shall, with great risk to body and soul, lift this and draw the water off. Beautiful. I didn't bring my ladle, nor did I bring my special tool for dispensing spaghetti. So, I will have to just dole it out as I see fit. So, over here, a little bit of this, we'll put it all together. I'm actually going to pour the whole thing in. Right, piggy. And then we shall do the same with the sauce. And what I don't finish, is tomorrow. Oh, look at that, there might be too much. I think there is. God, you pig. I might have to go back to what I said. Add the whole lot in there and then regurgitate back into the bowl as suited. Yeah, that's what I will do. We're going to do that. Look at that. Beautiful. If I was at home and I was serving this up, I would be using a spoon. But what I'll do here is I'll use my trusty tongs. We'll put a bit in there. We're going to have more sauce for tomorrow night. Oh, that looks good. Oh, look at that. Yep. Now, that should do for tomorrow, and probably the day after. I will do some microplaning of my extra sharp Perfecto Italiano cheese, and we'll grate that onto. Look at that. And I like my cheese. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, baby. That's good. And there we are. Spaghetti bolognese a la Doug. And of course, as soon as I put food down, the butcher bird comes in. Well, you'll have to wait, pal. Anyway, bon appetit, as they say in the classics. Because I'm the only camper in this camp tonight, I've had to start my fire because I'm getting harassed by all the birds. They all want my scraps. So, I thought if I put a little fire on, A, it'll keep me a little bit warm, and B, the birds might get the hint because the smoke will be blowing right over towards where the cooking utensils are. just what we call a little blackfellas fire. Now there's no racist intent in that. That's what they're called. Blackfella fire. Small one. Just a few coals to warm up. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. I'll be able to stand in front of that. Blow the mozzies away. And finish off my glass of red. Well, I've set up a little campfire before I do the dishes. Just get a little bit warm. It's getting very cold now, so it won't be long before I have my jacket on. And then I can sit around here for half an hour or so and then go. Look at that Koorarawalyi over there. You probably won't see it. Bloody bird trying to get where I was cooking. He wants the food. This is the life. Now I'm running out of battery.